or buts, right? So if you're tapped in and you know there's a bigger purpose, there's something that you gotta reach to see the bigger picture. How bad you want it, how bad you want to breathe, right? In the moment of time and death, the human body is capable of doing great things that is beyond measurable, that we weren't sure of making. You ever seen people in life or death situations? You see these videos that's trending of people attacking a bear and they say they don't even know what came over them, right? It's their why. They had a reason. It's the matter of life and death, right? So you got to be in that mind frame. Sorry. You got to be in that. Did I freeze? Am I good?
Yeah, but
all right, you gotta be in that mind frame at all times, right? Seeing that bigger picture, that's to pull you. If it's not pulling you, it's not strong enough. Also get a push factor. See where you were, how far you came from. That's the push factor. Looking back at your past, the situation you do not want to be in, right? So the why is pulling, and the back of your past is pushing. Live in the present, but look forward to the future.
once again, you guys ask questions and we answer them. Please put a thumbs up or respond back to us in the comments so we know you answer your question. The next one, that's big, says make decisions the night before. So instead of, like, you know, if you have things to do the next day, make the decisions the night before, then waking up and trying to make those decisions. Get ahead of the day.
Sorry, say that again.
The next one that we're talking about, building a step to routine for success, is making decisions the night before.
Oh, deciding to decide, that's a decision. Sometimes we contemplate on what to do. That alone. What happens when we're not sure of a situation? We status quo, we stay in the middle, we don't pick a side, right? So even deciding, that's what we talk about, developing a schedule. What is it that you're going to do tomorrow? Know how your day is tomorrow, right? You're not walking into the day as a surprise, so you don't walk out of the day as a surprise. Like, you don't say, damn, where did my day went? Where did my day go, right? And you don't wish, I wish tomorrow would be different. Stop wishing, stop hoping, right? Hope and wishes is the last dying wish of a person who do not want to work hard. So deciding, planning out your day the night before, having a routine, having a schedule, so you know where it is that you're going to be tomorrow at 3 p.m. You know where it is that you're going to be. And with that, I'm not saying, oh, by the way, YouTube is actually live right now. We just kind of got it right. If you guys want to check it out, give us a feedback. Great, let us know. We're on YouTube live right now. My engineer in the background just told me, that's why I kind of shout out Wavy real quick. So that's the link right there. Motivation Monday is in our bio. Just let us know quick feedback. We'll gladly appreciate it. But yes, deciding to decide. It's a decision, right? Making that schedule, something to look forward to. And you know, this one thing I gotta say, when we talk about schedule, people is always under the assumption that it has to be productive. They have to keep going. Listen, you could schedule yourself a nap. You could schedule yourself time to yourself. You could schedule time to play video games. You can schedule yourself time to watch Netflix. I hope that's not what all your schedule is for with, right? But have a schedule and do that schedule. So when people come at me with their schedule and they say, can you look over this? First, before I even dissect it, if it's realistic, I look for time alone for themselves. If it's full with all the great things that sounds good to me, they want me to see, I say, I'm not buying it, right? I'm not buying it. Right? I gotta say, be realistic, right? When you gonna take time for yourself? When you gonna, because we're human beings, we all need that, right? Maybe everybody knows Sundays can't get me to do nothing, right? So everybody knows, so I gotta see how realistic your goals are, right? If it maybe go out for dinner, if it's something like that, right? When I'm helping people with their finances, right? And they say, I'm gonna save 95% of my paycheck. I just look at them like, let's start setting realistic goals, right? So it's like scheduling yourself, all of that plays a role into it too, right? So schedule taking care of yourself. Self-care is all part of it.
And you talked about the scheduling. So the night before making decisions what we want to do, and then as well as making a to-do list each and every morning. You know, get in the hang of doing something. They say it takes 21 days to build a habit. So I encourage everybody right here, if you don't do it, let's start. Let's start making a to-do list 21 days straight, starting from today. Let's tell ourselves today that we're going to work on that. And, you know, if you're already doing it, kudos. If not, then this is the reminder in your face. You know, sometimes the universe puts you in a place right now. This is the place that we're talking about. So that is my advice to that. The next one, the last one, with everything was eating a healthy breakfast.
Take care of your body. Like I just said, we wake up and we shoot our body up with these high sugar, no nutrients, flour, bakery, sweets, all these things. You know, get the natural sweets from the fruits, right? And your energy is your fueling system, right? You just don't put water in your car to get anywhere, right? Be careful what you put in your system, right? Bodies, you are what you eat, right? It's not what you see, it's not what you eat, it's what you hear, everything, all those, your senses, right? You want full energy, especially if you want to be successful, especially if you want to get something done. It's productivity, right? Treat yourself. Don't treat yourself anyhow. You're special. You're unique.
So I'm gonna say our list of what building a routine for success is, and then we'll get into our next topic. So the references we had for the tips, the best tips for a morning routine for success, we talked about getting enough sleep, waking up to natural light, don't snooze your alarm, make decisions the night before, create a to-do list for each morning, exercise, eat a healthy breakfast, and trying meditation. So those are our steps that we put out to there. You know, let's try these things. May not be everything all at once. Maxwell was talking about, don't try to cram everything all at once, but try to get some things. And then if you can, kudos to you. I'll help you build a routine for success. And that's what we encourage over here. You know, we're making the uncool things cool while realizing it's you versus you. So we can't do this for you, only you can do this for yourself. So our next one is steps to gaining financial freedom. And it's not even more of what to do to gain financial freedom, it's the steps to gain financial freedom. I even put this trick out there because I'm saving for a down payment right now, and I seen this quote that said, you know, if you're trying to save.
But I'm just gonna jump in. Fasting is good for your body once in a while. It's a shock to your system, right? You really tap into your like inner core, like fasting once in a while. Don't starve yourself, right? Have some water, but yes.
Yeah, so
All right. If you're on live, you can see our engineers just doing a whole bunch of things in the background, but just work with us. You know, you enjoy the moment. This is all of us.
Thanksgiving blessing to you, small touch. I was saying, steps to gain financial freedom. So it's more in like, in order to not even what to do, financial steps to get there.
The very first step is self-awareness, acknowledging where you are and who you are, where you are. It's okay to admit to yourself that you haven't made the best financial decisions, right? That you haven't made the best financial decision. It's time for you to change a different path, go a different route, right? So that's awareness. Is always the first step with anything, right? So the second step is getting the information. Right, getting the information, getting the knowledge, right? Where could you get the information you do not know it all, right?
I was gonna say, before you get the first step, what does awareness include? Like when you say awareness, if somebody right now is trying to, you know, they understand that financial freedom is one of their goals or what they want to accomplish, what awareness are they looking for? What things should they be looking? What information should they be looking to get about themselves and find that?
Admit to yourself that you haven't made the best financial decision. Admit to yourself that you spend more than you save. Admit to yourself that you are not in the position that you wish to be right now, right? These are things you guys, it's okay to admit to yourself, right? And it's okay to not be prideful and say, at where I am, what I was hoping, wishing, what I want to have, I do not have that. Admit those to yourself. That's what I mean by awareness, because that's the only way, right? That's the only way. And this is this is actually a proven fact. It's actually been through studies, even people going through therapy, because it's kind of like therapy with yourself. People who are forced to go to therapy by the courts, appointed for whatever reasons, they actually get no results, no solution. Then those people actually took it upon themselves to go search for answers themselves. So awareness does matter, right? It's difficult to go into something with deaf ears. You do not want to listen. You do not want to hear. So this is a fact. Like, this is not one of those that you could escape it, of saying, I don't gotta say I'm broke. If you're in a situation you're not happy financially and you're living check to check, it's okay to admit to yourself you are broke, and this is where I need to do to get better or to eventually not be broke. And I know I always say this, you're not broke, you're just going through a cash flow problem. So you're not broke, right? You're just going through a cash flow problem.
on this topic, it says, what about the widening wealth gap, making it extremely hard for people to attain some sort of wealth?
Uh-oh. Socioeconomics conversation. The the social and capitalism talks about to happen. It's difficult. Is the gap is getting wider, but at the same time, we live in a land of opportunity, right? I'm
You know what? These topics, Max. Sorry, take your time, brother. You know what they always say, man, being broke is hard, getting rich is hard. You gotta pick your heart, man.
once again speaking from this perspective. I was also speaking from a glass house, only from my glass house. I don't know how the rest of the world is, and it's a tainted glass house, I might add. But I was born and raised in Ghana. I didn't have too much opportunities, right? So given the opportunity that I have, I take full advantage of it. I seen both sides of the world. I didn't grow up in Ghana. My family grew up fairly decent. I didn't grow up in a third world country living off $1 a day and whatnot. But we've been given opportunity on this side of the world to make most of it. And I'm a big believer that we could all take the steps ourselves to change that. Right? That's more to the capitalism side and free marketplace. Yes, I believe that. That's the side that I'm on. Right? And I have my beliefs. Once again, do what works best for you. We all have freedom of choice, but accept responsibility of your choice. And I'm not saying I blame those people who are less fortunate or those people who are not put in certain situations, but those people who are here, if you're given the opportunity, make most of it. And if you want to give back, well, that could be your why, right? You want to make enough, not just for yourself, enough to give those who don't have the opportunity that you do, right? Some people right now, even in the middle class, are not able to go to school because of the financial means, right? We live in a where people can get free education. People don't take advantage of it, right? 8 billion people. I don't think we could ever come to an agreement where one thing will work for all 8 billion people in this world. So I hope that kind of answers the gap between the rich and the poor. Don't wait for nobody to come save you, ladies and gentlemen. Take the responsibility upon yourself and change it. Last week we also mentioned about that too.
So any other steps as well too?
This overall, there's a few more things. Awareness, getting the knowledge, actually, what I say will be the first 2 steps. And before we dissect into exactly what it is that you should do, those things all can change.
So now, when you get the awareness of where you are financially and what needs to change, there's things that you do have to do, right? Like, for instance, if you're in debt, there's certain things you got to do. How do we encourage people to stay on point to, now that they've got there, to actually finish, like get to the finish line?
It's hard. It's going to be hard. If you ever took it upon yourself to change your financial status, it's hard, especially if you don't come from nothing. It's going to take more out of you, right? It's a price to pay, right? We said this last week. The people that pay the highest interest rate on credit cards are the people that don't have much or make less. The folks that don't need the low interest rate are the one that gets it. The world is designed weird. It's not in favor of those that are struggling. Yes, we're aware of that, right? So it gets very difficult, right? We got to accept that and take it upon ourselves to change that, right? Some people, the lawmakers, the people who could actually change it, it benefits them. It's very unlikely they change these rules. Nope. All right, next.
So that's that question over there. And and once you get these steps going, then you can attack it. Once you get like certain things like your credit fix, once you start learning how to budget and you start seeing where your money goes, then you'll be able to do some of the things that we talk about where someone mentioned about real estate and how to put a down payment, things like that. So we were just talking about steps to gain financial freedom, And I guess the information, just getting that information, understanding the information, seeking that information is also one of them. Got a next question over here right now. What are the best type of accounts to open? I know that I said taking advantage of opportunities. The next question, what are the best type of accounts to open?
I don't keep my money in the bank. I invest my money, but you gotta have a checking account. You gotta have a savings account. Like I just said, land of opportunity, self-discipline. This is not a financial advice for everybody to take, right? If you've done your due diligence, I personally invest my money myself through real estate and other avenues and businesses. Now, if those opportunities may not come to you, maybe sit down with your financial advisor and let them. I'm not a fan of financial advice. They try to get you to buy their product, but I'm not preaching against the bank, but I have been able to seek opportunities and be presented opportunities that gives me a rate of return more than what the banks give me. So with that, and once I learned that, once I got that information, I never really bothered looking into the bank and what kind of accounts or what, but I do have a regular check-in. And before, I didn't know what I was doing. I had a regular savings account. But that's all I gotta say. I'm only speaking from experience. I'm not gonna tell you guys nothing different, like trust the bank, you know what I mean? They're selling you something. They have the best product. And we'll save you this and we do this. If you don't know, it's great, right? 1% interest is better than 0%, right? 1% interest is better than 0%. If you don't know, hey, great, right? Especially if it's small steps, right? Take advantage of it. It's more secure. I'm gonna say that the bank is more secure, right? Please don't hit me up and say, Max, I'm looking to invest with you. The higher the interest goes, the riskier it is, right? But you gotta know what works best for you. I came from nothing. I'm prepared to go back to nothing. So once again, this is not financial advice, speaking from experience, but to open a bank account, know what works best for you. If you're able to find opportunities that pays more than the bank, why not take advantage of it? Balanced portfolio, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's all I gotta say. Balanced portfolio, don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you have a large capital, invest into real estate, tangible assets, right? You hope the market don't crash. Nothing is guaranteed. The bank is also not guaranteed. I hope you guys know that. Those 30 or something pages you sign, they're not liable if the market crashed. Your money could also disappear. But very more, what's the word? Very more secure than get into real estate or stock. Get into stocks if you understand stocks, right? Get into investing into small businesses, right? Angel investors, startup businesses, right? Invest in yourself, right? So as far as accounts, where to put your money, what to save, always have a checking account to you make your daily activities, Show history. Get a checking account, show a history of transaction, let them offer you a credit card, OPM, other people's money, leverage. I live on that side of the world. Because money's... no more financial advice. I don't want to tell you guys how I feel about money and we're not going to die with it. That's another thing. We're not going to die with it. Learn to leverage it. Don't be scared. You work so hard for it and you treat it like it's gold. Literally, it's just... all the rich people just leverage their money, right? Just saying that you have money, showing that you have money, allowed the bank and these financial institutions to give you more money because they know what to do with it. It's nothing but something made out of thin air, ladies and gentlemen. So... That's my thing about my mindset about things, invest in yourself, right? Keep it in the bank, 1% because you're scared, you don't want to take that chance, the opportunity. Do what works best for you. But once again, I said this earlier, right? Do what works best for you, but accept the responsibility, right? Accept the responsibility, what comes with your decision, right? I seen a marketplace that people were able to live the lifestyle that they want through investing in real estate. So I did that, and if you're sitting there thinking you want more out of life and you're not happy with the condition that you are, leverage, right? Understand what leverage is in the financial world, and you too will also find yourself be in a place that you want to be in. But I will say this thing, because it's made out of thin air, don't let money use you. By that mean, Don't go to work and buy these things where you can no longer make decisions for tomorrow. Where it's always constant of a cycle of working, getting money to do this. Working, getting money and do this. Right? That's one thing that I can't say. Right? I hope that answers your question.
I seen a post that talked about most successful people, their income streams. They had about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
So there was earned income. So earned income is your primary income stream through a job. Then there was profit income. By selling a service or product for more than they cost, you is the basis of a profit income. Then the interest income.
Stop right there. Stop right there. So earned income will be at your job, what you do, where you're in exchange. You gotta escape that. You don't get paid enough for that. Like I just said, you're unique. You're enterprise, right? $50 an hour, $50K an hour, doesn't matter. You're worth more than that. I'm telling you, you're worth more than that, right? It's borderline slave. Like I'm worth more than whatever is being offered an hour. We talk about profit income, buy and sell. I've been doing this my whole life. I encourage everybody to do it. Get a product, sell it, right? Get other people's product, all right? Drop shipping, it's happening more than ever, right? Amazon, these are all profit income. What's the other one, brother?
Next one is interest income. So income that you get as a result of lending your money to someone else.
That's my specialty. That's like, you know what I mean? What do you guys think credit card companies do? You know credit card companies are about to make the most money of the year. They make all their profit at the end of the year because of the bad spending habit of people, right? There's room for that. And I know some people will say it's a shady business, right? We all have decisions to make, right? Some people consume more than others, right? People who choose to be disciplined, not to indulge by materialistic items, have every right to make that decision. Your decision to indulge in material items and all these things that choose to make you happy should not be affected by what I choose to do with my money. So interest income, I'm a big believer in that. And it's also in the Bible. Don't be the servant. The borrower is servant to the lender. I'm gonna say that again. The borrower is servant to the lender. That's me right there. Interest income. It's always been save the little that you do have. Allow the people to use it, and they'll pay you for using your money. That's what the banks do. And you want to make so much money, the banks will pay you interest. That's what the bank do anyway. They lend your money out to other people, the consumers, and they're insured by it. So interest income, profit income. Anybody could do profit income. Go to garage sales. Go to Amazon. Get products on Amazon. Buy by the bulk. Sell it on Kijiji. Right? You're not too cool. You're not too prideful to make any kind of money. Right? You're not gonna go from making $1 a day to making $1,000 a day without giving up something. Right? It's difficult for us to be creative and create no new great ideas. Right? We just kind of want to mimic. So profit income, interest income. I love those two. Earn income. You're worth more than whatever they're paying you. What else, brother?
There's dividend income, so the money that you earn from stock dividends, cryptocurrency, other, so that's what it says. Dividend incomes from dividends from.
Yeah, those are also good if you're ever in stocks. Sometimes they pay annually, quarterly, right? They give you your share of something like that. I'm not stocks and things. I like tangible things that I could physically touch. I could go see and move. Fifth.
The fifth one is rental income. So money that you make from renting an asset that you own, like an apartment, house, getting into Airbnbs.
People can't always afford to own something. I personally was able to purchase a semi-detached property that I rent out, which provides me rental income, which pays out my mortgage, which eventually is a leverage thing for me to get more money from the bank. And being shown to the financial world that you're able to rental income, that you're able to borrow a certain amount of money, take care of it, will encourage them to give you more money to eventually leverage. And through that, that's what financial freedom is all about. Leverage. It's the only way. Half of these things that you see all these people in, they ain't paying for it. It's leverage, right? You go to the bank. Right now, it's difficult for somebody with bad credit to say, I want a car loan. They're going to charge you 15% interest rate, right? Bad history. But you own a property, or they're giving you that 1%, zero down. Letting you drive off the lot, no questions asked, right? But here's a person who owns a property who's potentially net worth of $250,000, $500,000, but yet they're giving them more free stuff. So rental income is always good, right? And people is fascinated by, and these all have risk factors. Don't get me wrong, right? We're not talking about it. We just talk about the income in itself. I don't want you to hear this. I'm gonna go get a property. You guys know I post some of my things that I go on with my rental properties, such as being out the country, coming back, having to fix the AC. You become a landlord, right? You become issues. You have bad tenant. These are, these are things we say if everything goes well. But yes, rental income. I'm also involved in that. What's the sixth one, brother?
The sixth one now is, I'm trying to get this correct, capital gains. So the money that you make when an asset that you own appreciates in value.
Yep. So you can also find that too in rental income. Over eventually, your property will value in appreciation, right? That's capital gains, what you gain on top. The government tried to come for that. The capital gains that you gain from owning assets, right? NFTs, shout out NFTs. In this generation, everything is technology. We're moving away from art pieces, right? More, you guys, I study all of these things. Back in the days, people were stealing valuable art. It doesn't mean nothing to us millennials and young people. NFT is the way of the future, all right? It's the same thing.
And then the next one that, before we get into the last one, would be royalty income. So the money that you make by letting someone use your products, services, or ideas.
Eventually, we hope Monday motivation will turn into royalty income. I work with a few artists in the city. I no longer work with them, but I'm still getting paid for some of the work that we have done previously. So that's what royalty income is. Shout out Count Profits. That's a entertainment company of mine. We worked with a few artists in the city. So these are all things that you gotta get into, folks. As you heard, I explained some of these things that I'm into. I wasn't able to get in depth, but once you understand these things and you take it upon yourself, right? I didn't go through the bank for none of this, right? The bank lends me your money that you're keeping in the bank for me to have access to all of this, but hey, that's what it's really all about. Take it upon your own hands. The bank don't know how good you want to live. The bank didn't sit down with you and say, hey, madam, sir, it seems that you want to drive a Ferrari. Let's make sure you make 10%. You got to take it upon yourself. Get into real estate. Right? Get into real estate. But also accept the decision. I understand. I accept full responsibility and risk that comes with all these things, right? Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is absolute. Nothing is 100%, right? We do calculated risks. Right? Do calculated risks. Get a mentor. Get their information. Get their education. But that being said, I say all of this, I kind of like, I'm going back and forth, but don't be afraid to act. I know I say nothing is guaranteed, doesn't mean don't act, right? Uncertainty, you can create your future, right? If I sat there and didn't take these opportunities, I'll be stuck on earned income. No job pays you enough for what you do. I'm gonna say that again, earned income, I don't care how much you get paid enough, an hour, no job pays you enough for what you do. You're worth more than that. You're valuable. You give up your health, your mental, your everything. I don't care. No amount of money is worth what you do. Don't let them tell you. Don't let the raises and the bonuses fool you. No amount of money is worth what you do. I don't care if somebody else could do it.
And those there right there are steps to gain financial freedom. Create your future, man. And they always say right now, one thing that they can't make no more is land. Land is everywhere in this world. They're not making no more of it. It's there. So that's why real estate is the way to go. And like Max said, if you're just joining us right now, please make sure you watch it. First, we talked about building a routine for success. We just finished with steps to gain financial freedom. Feel free to ask any questions in the question box. Today we got a lot of questions. I love it because questions lead to the answers we're looking for. If you don't ask questions, you won't get those answers. So
I love that when you just said profits over wages. Profits makes you a fortune. Wages make you a living. I'm gonna say that again. Profits over wages. Wages make you a living. Profits make you a fortune. That's what my company was founded on. Count profits. That's all we're interested in. Go for it. Don't let nobody tell you any different. We all been given the freedom of choice. Don't be afraid of cancel culture. Don't be afraid of people picking side. It's okay. We're unique individual. What works for me may not work for you. It's okay. If you see anybody doing anything, don't speak on it. People don't think so. They judge, right? Just because I'm not on your side, I'm not a bad person, right? If you believe in socialism and sharing and everything, that's great. That may not work for me. It works for you. Different circumstances, right? I do not have to be you, right? Unique individuals. Live that. Believe that. Don't let nobody talk you into anything you do not want to do.
Love that. And our last topic is, thanks Thanksgiving weekend. So
I think we already ran over that when we said earlier in the Thanksgiving. I think, just being thankful for everything that we do have in general.
Not getting caught up like I guess we did talk about that in our affirmation and I think the most important thing before we get out of here, because we've been on here for an hour plus now, but just accepting the fact that I'm going to be thankful for things that you got right now. That's the most important thing, because sometimes we want so much and we're forgetful of what we do have.
Yeah. Be yourself, be thankful, be grateful, open your arms. More yet is to come. You have not reached the better version of yourself yet. Each day you're getting better and better, right? Your best day is yet to come. Whatever day you thought that was your best, that wasn't it. There's another one coming. It gets better, right? Don't shy away from who it is you could potentially become. Always go for your higher self. When two thoughts comes to your head, go for the higher one. It's the better version of you, all right? Free yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Free yourself from what other people say or think, right? Because that's the only way that you could say in this. By the end, you could say, live the life that you love so you can love the life that you live. I'm going to say that again. Live the life that you love so you can love the life that you live.
And I'm gonna before we get here, I'm just gonna repeat our affirmation one more time, because I know we had a couple people that are just joining us right now. So our affirmation of the day today, what stemmed from being thankful, is I am learning to be grateful for what I have while being excited for what has yet to come. I am thankful for all the life lessons. I gratefully receive the lessons that each experience brings. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. I see the prayer hands up. That wraps up.
Certified Benji, shout out. Everybody always tuning in. Love you guys. Appreciate all the love and support. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you got the gem. You could go back, play it back.